going to install the cam, the timing chain cover, and the distributor. Oil pan is off. Let's that over there for a bit. Oh, it's so oily in here. How nice. Okay, this is the oil pump. We're going to put that right there. And the holes are offset, so it's only going to go one way. That's not the way. That is how it goes. And you know, this is a brand new pump. Usually pumps don't wear very much because they're so well lubricated. But again, new engine, new pump. Okay, that goes right there. Maybe, kinda. Okay, with the oil pump snugged up, we'll tighten it down, and the oil pump is in. Oil pump is driven by the distributor, which is driven by the cam. So we'll have to get all that stuff lined up. Next, we're going to put the camshaft in, okay? Now let's rotate this engine to get the get this to the top. Put our pin in, and we're going to lubricate the camshaft. Okay. And there we go. I think. We'll see. Where's my little clampy thing here? There we go. Bracket. Fit that into position. Boy, that stuff is slippery. Okay, here's a fun thing. Checking the camshaft end float. According to the book, it's supposed to be 4 to 8 100,000ths. And we're going to measure this in between the bracket and the cam. So I can do this really. Okay, there. A 2 goes in with no problem. Let's try a 3. Okay. Nobody said building a motor was a fast and quick job. This is going to take forever, but that's okay. So a 3 is a good fit. So I would say that that end float is 3/1000ths. They said 4 to 8. The book says 4 to 8, but I'm going to live with 3 because I put a lot of lube on the back of that cam, and it just might not be sitting just right, and 1/100,000ths I can live with. Okay, now we're going to put on the sprockets. Yes, this one goes on the crankshaft. And believe it or not, they slide right in, but you have to get them pretty much perfect, which is kind of hard for me to do from this angle, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, here's a good point. Does it go on this way or does it go on this way? How can you tell? Oh, you know what? Right there, besides the truck going by, right there is a timing mark. Well, that's not going to do any good against the plate, so obviously it goes on this way. Okay, if we can get it on there smoothly. Smoothly. I was worried about that. Okay, that sprocket is on. The keyway should be at top dead center. So let's work on that. Let's bring it back a little bit, and I can watch the piston also. That appears to be top dead center. Okay. Now let's try the cam sprocket again. Timing marks. They will go on the outside. And as you can see, there's a timing mark here, and there's a timing mark here. All right, so we'll line those up. That's where the bolts go. They don't go here. They don't go here. They don't go here. They go there. I'm going to leave the little metal lockdown strap off for now. It looks like that because the sprocket will be coming off again. We'll put that on when we give it the final assembly. Okay. I don't think it's necessary to tighten these with a wrench. Let's make them hand tight. Here's a mark. Here's a mark. I'm going to go an extra rotation just to get that lubrication on the cam journals. There we go. Lined up. Okay, now we have to make sure that the two sprockets are on the same plane. Behind this sprocket, there's a shim. The shim was there. I didn't replace it, but let's see if I do. Using a carpenter's square as my straight edge, I will hold it flat against the cam sprocket. 2000 gauge, of course, won't go in there. It won't go in there, and it won't go in there. So that's close enough for me. I rotated the engine up because I don't like bending at the waist unless it involves food. I want you to see here how the timing marks line up. Timing mark here on the camshaft sprocket, lining up with the mark on the front plate, lining up with the mark on the crankshaft sprocket. Now comes the hard part, because we have to put the timing chain on these sprockets. And here's how we're going to do that. We're going to remove the sprocket here on the cam. Okay, and whoosh, those are done. Okay, I'm going to lift off the sprocket. Do not let the cam move. That's the hard part. Then we're going to just raise that up a bit. I don't have to take it off. I don't think I have to take it off. Now what I want to do is take our timing chain, put it on the sprocket, lining up these marks here onto the cam, onto the crank sprocket. Then push it down together, back, I can do this, back onto the cam, okay? Hopefully those are still lined up well enough. Now we'll put these bolts back along with the little retaining clips. And what I'm gonna do, come to think of it here, is get a pair of pliers. One of my favorite tools. Pliers are right after hammer. And I'm just gonna bend those up a little bit so I can get a chisel or screwdriver under them when the time comes to lock down those two nuts. Okay? We'll put that locking piece in place. Oh, look at that. The holes are lined up. So our cam didn't move. Yay! Okay, now let's just double check this, okay? Timing mark, line, timing mark. They all look good to me. Now, there is a chain tensioner that goes on the cover plate. It goes right here. This cover plate, of course, timing chain cover goes this way. So that tensioner is going to be here. So any slack in this chain is going to be taken up here. And as you can see, that cam moves just a teeny bit. And actually, as it moves, one could argue that the line gets just a skosh closer to where it is supposed to be. So I'm calling this good, because if I move one tooth in any sprocket, this is going to be way off. Therefore, the chain must be in the right place. I'll tighten these down. First, I'm going to get them tightened evenly and snugly. Snug. Guess what time it is? It's torque time. According to my book, the torque specifications for the camshaft sprocket is 24 to 26 pounds. I set my torque wrench to 25 pounds, and we will apply the torque. Now remember, these weren't very tight, so there is a lot of play there. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get 25. Click. Click. One more time. Click. Click. 25 pounds. Okay, we're going to bend the little bunny ears against the bolts. I have a little chisel here. You know, I remember this being a lot longer. I think I've been grinding it down for quite some time because I've had it for like 30 years. Here we go. Gosh, that's longer than I've had a wife. Okay, anyway, moving right along. There you go. That one. And that will not come loose. Okay, I think the last little bit we have to do in here is put on the oil slinger washer. The concave part is away from the timing chain, so it goes on like this. And then the spacer, which the oil seal rides on, goes on next. The chamfered part is against the slinger. Hopefully that'll slide on. Ooh. One can only hope. Well, it slid on. There we go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put on the timing chain cover. Before we do that, we have to install, where is the timing chain cover? Get over here, cover, you're up. We have to install the seal and the chain tensioner. Okay, let's get the seal and the timing chain tensioner put into the timing cover. Hopefully I can do this. Okay, here's our seal. Here's our old one right here. What I'm going to do is get a little bit of oil. Don't need much. Put it on the outside of the seal. There we go. Put that seal in there. Of course, if it was going to be easy, anybody would do it. I'm going to put this over here to the edge so I can pound on it. Let's try it this way. I can do this by myself. Okay, here we go. Let's get our old seal. That does not look too bad. Okay, we'll call that done. Okay, now we want to put the timing chain tensioner in. Here's the old one, right? Goes like that. We're going to put in a nice new one. That also goes like that. Okay. Here is the pin that goes in and the two split pins that go in each end. And you can see the holes. There's one there and there's one there. Now, notice that they're at the same plane, same attitude to each other. That's going to come in handy. So I'll put the pins over here. Put the pin like that. Okay. Now, I'll take one of these pins, magnetic, and I know that that bottom hole is right about here. And I know stuff like that because I'm old. So there is the pin, and if I turn it, I can see the top moves, so that must be in the right position. All I gotta do now is bend it, all right? That's gonna be the trick. There, that's not coming out, because if it does, it would certainly make a mess of that new timing chain. Here's the other pin. That's gonna go, I don't know if you can see it here. Because I can't see it. Where is it? There it is. This is where I need better spectacles. Okay, that's there. I'm just going to turn this the other way and slide it in there. Here's the long end of the pin. Grab it. Almost had it. Grab it. Boy, it worked really good on the bottom. Where is it? There we go. Timing chain tensioner in. Ooh.